to the show.
Hello, good morning. It is cold. It was so cold last night. I apparently wasn't using my sleeping bag correctly. I didn't realize that there was a correct way to do this, but basically there was like a cinch thing that you could close to make it way warmer, which I didn't realize, so hopefully tomorrow we'll have better sleep. But I've been reading The Dispossessed. Just got to chapter 3. It is really good so far. I had actually started this one time before as an audiobook, and I couldn't focus on it as an audiobook. It's very slow paced, like a lot of detail, and I just kept like zoning out. So I haven't yet gotten to the part that I hadn't read before, but I definitely am enjoying it a lot more reading it physically. If you're not familiar, it is part of the Hainish cycle from Ursula K. But you can read them in like any order, really. It's not a linear series, that's why I guess it's called a cycle. The premise is that the moon has been colonized basically by a group of humans. It's not the moon and the earth because it's like another, world. Like our Earth does exist in this cycle. It's Urus and Anaris. So Anaris was taken over by people who didn't approve of basically like the capitalist world of Urus. So they like want kind of like a mutual aid kind of society, no forced practices, no justice system, no like economic and social inequality. So someone from that world, you're following him growing up, and then you're also following, he goes back to Urus at some point to kind of try to learn about their society and become basically like an ambassador between the two. It is really interesting so far, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna read a little bit of Upstream also, and we have to go into town. I think there's a town like half an hour from here because my boyfriend has to submit an assignment for class and he's still finishing the reading, and then we'll figure out where we're like going hiking and stuff while we are there and have internet. So we went for a quick walk, like a mile-ish, and we found the trail that we're gonna walk on tomorrow, which is like 8 miles around the lake. It looks really cool. Reading update wise, I am 120 pages into the Dispossessed. I really like it so far. It's very good, like, social commentary. It's interesting because the Earth exists in this, and it's not the planet that they're talking about, but you can tell that she was like very inspired by the culture on Earth. To obviously, it's the only culture that she would know about, I would assume. But I am about halfway through Upstream. This has been kind of mixed. It's essays, and some of them I have liked significantly better than others. This one that I just read, Sister Turtle, I did not like at all. It was basically just like Mary Oliver justifying to herself eating meat even though she feels guilty about eating meat. But it was just kind of weird the way that she justified it. I didn't feel like it really made sense, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. I don't, there's nothing wrong with it, but it just wasn't something I enjoyed reading. But I have really enjoyed some of the other essays in here so far, so. Hello, it is Saturday morning, or late morning. We had a super slow wake up this morning and just had breakfast and coffee and then read for a while. I am getting close to finishing this. I have about 100 pages left. I absolutely love this book. It's so good. It's really thought-provoking and very I feel like a lot of kind of utopian or social commentary type books are very, not one-sided, but they don't put a lot of thought into both sides of the story and how utopia can so easily fail. And this one, there's definitely a side that you feel like is the right side, but it also doesn't discount human nature, the complexities of it, and also the world that the kind of anarchist society is on is not really ideally suited for human habitation. And so there's a lot of really great appreciation for nature and for the earth, even though it's not the earth, but it's the earth. So that's been, it's really nice to read, especially being out here in all of beautiful nature. It's so good. It does make me laugh a little bit because it is very there are a lot of elements of it that are very stereotypical sci-fi. Like, she writes very similarly to Asimov, but in my opinion much better. In this series, like in the Earthsea series, she writes very, like, much more whimsical, more picturesque. I think she writes better than Asimov in this series, but it does have that, like, classic sci-fi feel, but not, like, gross and sexist and egotistical. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this. I can't wait. I have The Left Hand of Darkness out from the library as well. Actually, I was torn on which one to read, and so I asked my Instagram, and they picked this one. So when we get back, I can't wait to read The Left Hand of Darkness also. So yeah, today we are doing a hike, so I need to get some food together to take for that and clean up the campsite. Yeah. My face is all red. I'm sitting next to the fire. So I just finished the Dispossessed. Absolutely loved it. So good. I can't believe that she's not more popular than she is. I mean, I know she's very popular in this circle, but so good.
You have to understand how things are up here.
Hello, it is Sunday morning. We are gonna be getting ready to leave. I finished Upstream this morning. This was really beautiful. I mean, Mary Oliver is always really beautiful. I can see where people, myself included, would think that this is really kind of privileged and out of touch, maybe. You know, she's a writer, she's like from a different generation. She was able to make a living, you know, doing art, and that gave her a lot of time and ability and freedom to, you know, wander in the woods for hours and days at a time. which is incredible, but is not something that a lot of people currently can relate to. But I think if you read it as kind of inspiration and as like, this is how humans should be able to live, I think in that case it's really inspiring and really makes you evaluate what you want out of your life. Whether that's realistic for everyone is definitely debatable, questionable, but I still think it's valuable to remember what is possible for humans, to prioritize that and to be working towards that instead of just accepting the, capitalist, white supremacist hellhole that we live in. So from that angle, I really, really enjoyed this because I think it's really important to have that goal in mind and to always be working on kind of dismantling and refusing to participate in those systems when you can, which admittedly not everybody can. So, but this was actually, both of the books that I brought were just perfect books to read, like in the outdoors, enjoying nature. It was so beautiful. I really don't want to go back. I will be really excited to take a shower and to sleep in my bed and to pet my cat. But yeah, mostly I could stay out here a good long while. It's really cold today though. It was not as cold overnight as the previous nights, but then it's not really getting any warmer today. Like, I think the previous nights it was in the 30s, but the days were in like the 70s. Now, last night it was in the 50s, but it's gonna stay in the 50s all day. So it's a good day to leave. It's supposed to rain, so that's good, but I'm still bummed. But it was a really good trip. I was so happy to be able to come here and chill out and enjoy it. I don't want to go.